All right. Has anyone here ever gotten a Toastmasters assignment that you hated so much that your heart and your head and your soul hurt all at the exact same time? Yeah, all right. I'm not alone. I definitely have. Mine is called Understanding Conflict Resolution. Speech 1 of Level 3, Persuasive Influence Pathway. So this topic was about a scenario that Toastmasters International put together. It's a video about a committee in a company that is put together to decide how they're going to redecorate their lobby. Are you kidding me? Why do you need a committee for that? That would drive me insane. That's why I work for a company that does not have an HR department. So it was mind-numbing. One guy wanted to paint the lobby like blue because it's a contemporary company, and somebody else on the committee didn't like that, and so they all met, because meetings are necessary for this type of thing, and they made a pros and cons list of whether they should paint it blue or gold or something. Then they all talked about the pros and cons, and when everybody had tapped out and could not take any more of this meeting, they all decided on a color and moved forward. That was them resolving conflict. So when they say conflict resolution, they're not talking World War II. They're talking dropping the A-bomb or the Treaty of Versailles. They're talking about small interpersonal squabbles or just making a basic decision. So I have a couple of bones to pick with the example that Toastmasters did. One, I forgot to mention, in this meeting, it was all the different department heads of this fake, obviously failing company getting together to decide about the lobby's color. Who has time for that? Get a job. So I feel like you can't shut down all your operations for any period of time to decide on some subjective, trivial issue. That's why I think businesses, for the most part, will have clear lines of demarcation to delineate whose authority that decision falls under. Personally, I don't want that decision. I don't care what color the lobby is. I don't think many people do. Second problem, their approach seems to incentivize creating a conflict. Because you know there's lazy people on any team that just want to get out of doing work. And they gladly sit in a conference room for as long as possible to avoid doing their job. And they'll just keep bringing up points or counterpoints or whatever to stay in that conference room so they don't actually have to do work. I feel like if you're with a kid and wants a cookie, you say no. And then he throws a temper tantrum, you give him the cookie? No. If he punches his brother after that, are you gonna give him the cookie? Absolutely not. Why? Because he learns that next time he wants a cookie, he should punch his brother. I feel like if kids can figure that out, adults can figure that out. Third problem with this, if you're having people talk about a completely subjective decision that there is no real criteria for, and they're really entrenched in their opinions, it might not be worthwhile to have them talk it out face to face. Are they going to yell or argue about the merits of red versus blue? I don't know what the goal was, but if it were me, I would probably talk to person A, hey, what do you think we should do with the lobby? Oh, why do you think that? Good, bad, what could happen? Same thing with person B, person C, then I'd throw out options to them. And they could pick the options. But it's more of a controllable outcome for you if you're the committee chair, whatever. Fourth problem I had with it, the committee chair looked scared. Yeah, body language, that's important. If you look like you don't know what you're doing in resolving conflict, nobody's going to listen to you, nor should they. Anyway, I will stop talking about my problems with their example for a little bit and tell you about my favorite conflict that I've ever resolved. This is probably about 4 years ago. 2 guys in my department that I was training, and they were both in their 20s. One was probably 23 and the other was 28 at the time. And the 28-year-old was picking on the 23-year-old because that's what guys do to each other. The younger one came into my office, sat down, totally straight-faced, and said, "Cliff, Justin's bullying me." And I was taken aback. What did he say? And I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something about like his head is as big as the Hindenburg on like this day in history, the Hindenburg crash. And I remember thinking, well, that's kind of funny, and it's true, so I can't get too mad at Justin for saying that. So when he told me that was what Justin said to him, I was like, okay, what did you say to him? Nothing, I just came in here. And I was, this isn't college anymore. You're a grown man. Stand up for yourself. Well, what do I say? I call him a loser and a failure. I don't care what you say. So he went over, verbatim, "You're a loser and a failure," and then he sat down. But he felt better about it. And he actually was kind of able to, I guess, survive amongst other guys his age and not get railed on too hard. So the conflict wasn't really resolved. It was just sort of simmering over by where they were sitting. So this is my coup de grace. Greatest I've ever done in my life. So this is clearly unrelated reasoning, but the timing worked out for me. I took away Casual Friday for the whole department forever. You would have no idea how much that bothered them. They moaned and they complained and they whined and they bellyached. They told everybody they could tell that Cliff took away Casual Friday. That's so unfair. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, hate on me. Because while they were so busy commiserating about how much of a monster I am, they forgot that they were fighting. And they became a little bit more of a unit out of fear and loathing of me. That's solving a conflict. Mr. Toastmaster.